a reaction video to Bruce Rivers, the criminal attorney, the Honorable Bruce Rivers, with an impeccable reputation, who is not going to just make up lies because he doesn't like Andrew Tate and ruin his reputation for a lowlife. He is going to stick to the facts and the evidence, just like I do. You know, I have to remind everybody in the beginning, I was a Tate supporter. I approved of his message, and I got to know his story, and I followed him, and then I started to follow the evidence, and now I have a very different opinion of him and Tristan, and we're going to get into that, so we're going to let the evidence play. And another thing I like to say is, you know, all the Tate fans who threaten me and say all types of things, that they're going to do this and they're going to do that, I just want to say thank you. So from this day on, every single day, I'm going to post a video about Andrew Tate and Tristan Tate and their criminal activities. You motivated me more than ever with your kind words. And I'm going to make a video every day till they're incarcerated. So I just wanted to say thank you.
I have to her so she obeys me.
Okay, I want you to go to your mother right now and ask her, Mom, I'm thinking about getting involved in a relationship, and I'm going to really have to her so she obeys me. And see what your mom says to you about that statement.
I don't give a about having sex with beautiful women. I them so they listen to me.
Tell your mom that too. See what the she says.
9 years ago, I stopped. It was a long time ago. It was at the early stages of the internet. When it came, I scaled it back up, right? Bruce Rivers, he's the criminal.
Yeah, he was on Candace Owens. He said 9 years ago, and then he said he scaled it back up during COVID. Well, guess what? COVID was like 2 years ago. So that's the biggest. Him and Tristan try to distance themselves all the time from the webcam business.
Who is Bruce Rivers? He's the criminal lawyer. And who is Bruce Rivers? He's the criminal lawyer. And what he do? And it's gonna react to all the self-snitching.
Hi, this is Bruce Rivers. Welcome to another fun-filled episode of Criminally Reacts. I'm Bruce Rivers, board-certified criminal defense lawyer with my pearl-handled pistol cufflinks that I got from about a year ago from the content genius that you know and I know as Michael Rivers, one of the most handsome people on YouTube. All right, today I haven't seen these, and our content genius decided to just throw a bunch of funny Andrew Tate videos up in front of me, so I haven't seen it. So I'm going to react to these, and hopefully it'll be kind of comical, because I think it is comical. And this is courtesy of Milk Bar TV, who's on Twitter and YouTube. But before we get to that, this episode is brought to you by eSign.com. eSign.com is a very effective way to remotely do business. So, for example, if you have to get a power of attorney done, or you have any other kind of, if you're in business, for example, and so now you just download the app, you get 3 free signatures a month, and you can use any kind of document and use eSign. eSign is a very effective way to remotely do business. I use it all the time. I use it for a variety of documents. Chiefly among them is like a retainer agreement. If somebody can't come into the office, or if I need to do it right away, I use an eSign document. So eSign.com, very effective way to remotely do business. Okay, so let's just get into this. So why Andrew Tate is a Muslim?
I'm a Muslim. I hope you men at home are Muslim too. So I feel like I find an affinity to a belief system which has very similar outlooks.
Imagine you could have 3 wives, fuck them all at the same time. Imagine they were all loyal to you and obeyed every word, cooked for you, cleaned for you, did anything you said.
3 wives, fucked them all at the same time. How many guys have 3 penises? Not many. But what do you really want out of a wife, anyway? Or a partner? What do you want? You want somebody that is connection, share your life with, share your bed with, share, your dreams. Somebody to come along this journey with you and fuck them all, blah, 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 blah. It's like they're just property to him. I mean, it's just so ridiculous.
Would never cheat on you ever. In fact, another man can't even see their face.
I'm gonna find myself a nice Islamic ass.
Why wouldn't you want to see their face? And why wouldn't you want a man to see their face? I mean, here's the thing. If your partner is gonna cheat on you, see you later, bye-bye. There's plenty of people out there that won't.
I'm gonna find myself a nice Islamic ass wife. I'll build up a big pile of rocks in case she gets fresh. I'm gonna be prepared, so I ain't gonna mess around. As soon as I catch her.
build up a big pile of rocks in case she gets fresh? What does that
Interesting.
mean? Does that mean he's gonna stone her? I mean, have we not evolved, from the biblical days where you stone?
I mean, he went from beating Vivian with a belt to rocks. I mean, Vivian's trying to indicate that she's actually seen girls die from her boyfriends choking them to death. I wonder who she's referring to. I mean, considering all the victims in Andrew Tate's, all the alleged victims in Andrew Tate's case, they say they were all choked till they were unconscious, but we'll go from there.
Stone somebody who commits adultery?
No delays. Imagine a Muslim wife sitting there in her burqa trying to say this crap. But the way I was feeling different inside, and I had to psychological do.
Imagine listening to your fucking partner. Oh my God, how you're feeling? Oh, time to, I don't know, take you out back to the woodshed?
Throw
What
some
the
rocks
fuck?
at you?
Stoned!
Stoned! I got stoned! Give me a fucking break. Stoner, right? Okay, first of all, you can't do
Oh,
that. It's illegal.
God.
It's called assault. And if you was stoner too hard, it could be third-degree assault, which is like breaking bones and stuff. And if you use a rock that's big enough, it's probably a deadly weapon, so that's second-degree assault. I mean, come on. Who believes in this shit?
You're about to feel something, a rock, in your face.
Oh, that's so funny to joke about domestic violence. Come on, fucking A. And he's smiling and he's joking around about it.
Tell me you wouldn't want it. You have to be the highest of status males to pull that off in this game. I pull that off, and I'm the best I've ever seen. I've never
Oh, yeah, it's because he's blind.
seen a man on my level, ever. And I pull it off. But for the majority of people in the Western world, it's impossible to have one woman who behaves, let alone three, let alone...
One woman that behaves. Here's the thing. If you have a partner that's similarly situated to you, where, like, let's say you're both doctors, or you're both lawyers, or you're both welders, or whatever, or you have similar interests, you're both skiers, you do this, you do that. Do you really have to worry about a woman behaving? What about you behaving? What about him behaving? He can behave any way he wants. But the woman, the rules are different for her, right?
all fucking you at once, all having your kids, all obeying you like slaves. Under his law.
There's
Like
Vivian
slaves.
getting hit with the belt.
Like slaves. Guess what? That motherfucker's going to be played in court in his trial.
That's right.
Like slaves.
As possible. This is why Islam is so powerful. This is why people believe it so absolutely.
Inshallah. Welcome to the new Muslim.
Psycho.
I hope.
All right. So that's a little bit of Andrew Tate humor. Let's see what other words of wisdom we can hear from the great one. So this next, I haven't seen these. So this is Andrew Tate experiencing a glitch in the Matrix, whatever the fuck that means. And keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, there is no Matrix.
Yeah, exactly.
Unless I'm part of the Matrix. There's no fucking Matrix. It's stupid.
A woman with the correct instruction can make enough money to set herself up for life. And what's the downside? There's pictures of her tits under a fake name on some website nobody goes to.
Okay, what's the downside to a permanent record of you out there with your tits hanging out? I mean, plenty of people do it. I get it.
Who really gives a shit? You think I'm insecure enough to think, oh no, my wife, someone's seen her pixelated tits with a fake name?
Wait a second. You just said you didn't want anybody to see your wife's face. Now her tits are fair game?
Exactly. This is like typical Tate, right? They say one thing, and 10 minutes later, they're saying another thing. 5 minutes ago, he wanted his wife in a burqa so nobody could ever look at her face, and he would throw rocks at her. And then 2 minutes later, who gives a shit if she's on webcam showing her body to the whole entire world? As long as it's bringing money into his pockets, that would be fine. So he's just full of shit. Andrew and Tristan, all they do is lie and manipulate. That's their whole life.
Seems there's a paradox there.
Oh
It's
no,
not
I'm
that they're-
devastated. I can't drive my Bugatti with...
Government has all my Bugattis. That was the dumbest thing he could have done. He spent all that fucking money on those cars. If he would have put his money into Apple stock, I mean, it'd be way more valuable. Number one, and number two, it would be paying him money. But no, he's got to have the Bugatti that he doesn't have. When he got his first 60 grand, what did he do? He bought a used Aston Martin.
I was once 26 and
Here
a
we
half.
go. The most interesting man
Me and my
alive,
brother
Tristan.
bought an
His
Aston Martin
stories, you know.
with our joint funds. And at the time that we bought this car for £80,000, our total bank balance was around £80,000. No, it was the very early days of the webcam.
Oh, listen to this guy
And
talk.
what is that?
Is
That's
like-
your real world hustler right there.
Yeah.
That's the guy who's got all the great advice, who's under the watchful eyes of the Romanian government.
My wife. Oh, this is so hard.
It's not that they're
When you get engaged to a Muslim woman, you don't have to worry about pictures of her past appearing on the internet. Huh. Wise words from Andrew Tate.
Yeah.
glitch in the matrix. It happens when they change something.
The Matrix has attacked me.
Oh,
The
God.
Matrix has attacked him. I love these titles. This next one is Andrew Tate is a compulsive liar. And here's the thing. Do I have an axe to grind with Andrew Tate? Fuck no. I'm not bitching because I lost all this money to Hustler University or The Real World or The War Room or whatever. I'm not. Am I jealous of him because he got all of his assets forfeited? No, not jealous of that either. Am I jealous of him because he's got all these women and I'm just this guy and they've got a short dick? And no, I'm not jealous of his women. I'm not jealous of anything about him. I like my life. I've set my life up in a very great way. I have my own law practice. I have my own yacht. I have my own place in Florida. I have my own Bugatti type assets, but I don't really brag about them. You know what I mean? I mean, I kind of just did, I guess, a little bit. But I'm more wanting to show you the hypocrisy of this dickhead so you don't fall into his trap. But it's also kind of funny to watch him and his hypocrisy.
This is a lesson for you. When you bullshit and when you lie, you don't like to make firm points because you're giving points of attack, right? If you make a firm statement, it can be firmly debunked.
Is it
Huh. In other words, he's setting it. He's telling you right off the bat that he's going to be a fucking liar.
Exactly.
Unbelievable.
true that you and your brother made money from video chat studios?
No, that's not true at all. That's not true at all.
Lie.
I first became a multimillionaire by running a webcam studio. So
See, you don't want to say something absolute. Oh wait, he just said something absolute. He's just full of shit.
Yeah,
He's a
exactly.
bullshitter and he's a liar.
Don't
ran a
forget
webcam
Justin
studio.
Waller.
I used to run a webcam business.
We just start fucking hammering the webcam game. And over time, I just built up this big little empire of webcam girls. At one point, I had 4 locations, 75 girls working for me.
How long ago was your webcam business?
Yeah, so
we go.
I stopped having any involvement with it. I think 8 to 9 years ago I stopped. It was a long time ago. It was at the early stages of the internet.
Bye.
Lie.
When Corona came, I scaled it back up, right?
You don't want to say anything that's absolute because, oh wait, he just did it again. He's so full of shit.
Because Corona came, it was locked down.
And all these guys were in their basement jerking off, and so I figured, what a great marketing opportunity.
My casinos were closed, so I lost an income. I was making $500,000 a month from casinos. That closed because they're physical locations in Romania. That closed.
He doesn't tell why they closed, and one of the biggest reasons why they closed is, you know, when you go into those Las Vegas casinos in Romania, it's anything but Las Vegas. They're poker joker machines, and that's it. And there's TVs on the wall. They take action there. The machines are rigged, so they win 93% of the time. And when the patrons were finally winning, the people that were employed by the bar with the Romanian mafia, the Tate brothers or whatever their name is, who Andrew and Tristan had to deal with, they would beat up the customers and rob back the money from them when they finally won. But that's typical Tates, you know.
And I thought, well, everyone's at home bored. Let me get the webcam going again. So I got 20 more girls online. We scaled that back up to $300,000 or $400,000 a month.
So $300,000 a month. And now in the real world, I don't know if he still has got that kind of like $1 million a month, but that's where he's making his money. I mean, just off the backs of people, not employing the techniques that he tries to teach that are just bullshit that you can get on the internet for free anyway.
So I got back into the game hard.
I helped the girls set up accounts.
If you look at these juxtapositions, actually, these lies, he says one thing and then he says another. All this stuff is going to be used in his trial. When you speak, your words come into play as long as they're relevant. So if he's saying he didn't do the webcam stuff, then all of a sudden he says he did, that lie comes into court. If he says that he would set their own accounts up and then he later didn't, that comes in as a lie. And here's why that's important. All these lies that he has told along the way make it almost impossible for him to testify in court.
You start with a girl, you download OnlyFans on your phone, you take her ID pictures, her name, everything it takes to verify the account, you verify the account on your phone, and you control the account.
That's fraud. Using her stuff and keeping everything from her, but telling her that, look, you're getting half and this will be yours. And and that's part of forced fraud or coercion.
So, when the Tate underwear sniffers are like, where's the evidence? Well, there you go. So you're hearing it from a reputable lawyer, not some guy on the internet that you have call all types of names that you're going to run up on. I hope you do that. So let's listen to Bruce, the professional.
Which is what sex trafficking is.
So you are now in charge of her OnlyFans. The girls would sit there fully clothed. They're sitting there with their tits out on a computer.
This is taken out of context.
Yeah.
I had naked girls sitting on the internet talking to guys, just laughing and doing this, their titties out. So I actually think that webcamming and girls as a whole is closer to therapy than it is porn.
What?
Really?
Webcam girls are closer to, really? What's your main therapeutic tool? The oil you put on your wiener? I mean, that's the only reason these guys do this.
Truly, these men are completely miserable, and the only joy they have is longing to.
Oh yeah, the Tates just bring joy to everybody.
So I don't think I did exploit that. We got to the point where we had these guys falling in love with my models, serious, big time in love, right? Sending crazy money, and they were convinced they were going to meet the chick, and they were talking to fuck.
Again, fraud. Mm-hmm. Hook 'em, hook 'em, hook 'em. And what does he always do? What's the common denominator that he always does? He preys on the weak. These young kids who think they're just going to make it, if I follow Andrew Tate, I'm just going to be a millionaire in 2 minutes. If you're one of these guys that he's talking about that's falling in love with these people that you're paying all this money to, if money's going out the door, I heard a great phrase once. You can lose money chasing women, but you'll never lose women chasing money. Just as simple as that. But be yourself. Be confident in who you are. Everybody's got a quality that's good. Everybody has their strength. I'll tell you about how somebody. I used to be a professor in law school. I used to teach first year law school. And this woman who was in my class had a crisis of confidence. And I never even dawned on me. She's a little bit bigger, middle age, not super attractive. She had power within her, And she kind of yelled at me at the end of one class. And she says, well, I'm this. She was frustrated. And I said, stop right there. Look what you just did. The way she forcefully was going after me, not after me, but she was just pleading her case that she didn't have any of these assets. And I'm like, wait a second. Go look in the mirror. Look what you just did. You're passionate. You've got some power to you. And all I did is give her a pep talk and told her, her attributes that made her an effective litigator. Turned her right around. I just changed her perspective. You're one of these weak guys, become a strong guy. And I don't mean strong guy, but I mean, look at the best parts of yourself and bring those out and get out of your fucking basement. Get out from behind your computer. Although now you're probably on YouTube on your computer. but when you believe in yourself, others believe that too. So if you're paying a whole bunch of money to either a stripper who says they love you, or if you're paying a whole bunch of money to somebody online that says they love you, fuck that. If money's going out the door to get the affection that's not real affection, get rid of it. You're better off going for a run, honestly, because you'll get endorphins rush from a run. This guy's so full of shit, and he just preys on the weak. And what he does is he talks about the Matrix trying to make sure that you're weak and you're. He preys on that.
Exactly.
He wants you to be weak. He wants you to need him. Mm-hmm. Because if you don't, guess what? You're no longer subscribing to his service, are you? And if you're not subscribing to a service, you're getting out there. And if
I would go skiing, but I don't have the right clothes.
The best ski brands at better prices at Sierra.
if you're getting out there, you're getting real in the real world, not the fake world.
Ice cold hustlers.
Oh, here we go.
We were taking their money, all of it.
Great guy, huh?
Look at that fucking hubris. Look at that attitude.
Exactly. Ice cold. We were taking all of it, right? Waller. He's a great man. Him and Tristan are great men, right? They put their noses up in the air that anybody has a vice, and then they supply the vices, right? Really great guys.
He has the disdain he has for the people who are giving him the money. He's not grateful. He's not grateful for customers. He thinks they're fucking stupid as shit. I mean, that's how he thinks about his subscribers.
They come and say, what kind of, all of it. We're fucking milking them dry.
Milking them dry. I take no pleasure in fucking somebody.
What else would
over.
you
That's why I
expect from the
don't do it.
low-life Tates?
So they come along and they said, oh, you're a human trafficker. I said, well, I've never
Here we
transported
go,
anyone. I've
Mr.
never
Innocent
kidnapped
now.
anyone. I've never restricted anyone. I've never held anyone. I said, no, but you're a human trafficker by the lover boy method. I said, what's that? It's where you pretend to love them. So what, being nice?
Oh, here we go.
So I was nice to some girls 10 years
He
ago?
tries to be the ultimate manipulator.
Is that my crime?
all the time.
Maybe I
He's
did
Mr.
love
Innocent,
them.
right?
But we're not together anymore, so what? I pretended? Who said I pretended? Prove I pretended to love. And then what did I pretend to love them to achieve?
I think there's a 300-page indictment
There
that
you
has
go.
a whole bunch of this shit in there.
I have to fuck her so she obeys me.
Okay, I want you to go to your mother right now and ask her, Mom, I'm thinking about getting involved in a relationship, and I'm going to really have to fuck her so she obeys me. And see what your mom says to you about that statement.
I don't give a shit about having sex with beautiful women. I fuck them so they listen to me.
Great guy, huh?
Tell your mom that, too. And see what the fuck she says. I mean, come on. This doesn't work in the real world. It works in the fake world of Andrew Tate. You don't have to fuck somebody to obey him. You know what you have to do to get loyalty from a woman? Buy her a flower once in a while. Tell her she's pretty. Have a conversation. Listen to her emotional problems and connect. I mean, that's all you have to do. It doesn't take much. And if you develop that, guess what you've done? You've built a relationship. What's that word? A relationship? Fucking A. Jesus Christ. I just can't believe this.
So I can get what I actually want.
Oh, what he actually wants. What does he actually want? Let's hear this.
Which is not them.
Not them. Oh, not them. Give me a break. Which is what? Fraud. That's the lover boy method.
It's a means to an end. Every single Bond girl was exploited. That's exactly what I do.
Yeah, but they got paid.
When I watch a Bond film and I see him basically pimp a bitch, to me that speaks to my heart. I've been...
Oh, right. He's going to make these videos, you know, how women are so, you know, he wants to be the emotion. Him and Justin Waller. You need to be the emotional rock of women's emotions and all this. And this is how he really feels. Justin Waller, you know, another con man, scam artist, piece of garbage human being. You know, this is Justin Waller's idol right here.
Been there.
Speaks to his heart.
Yeah.
If his heart is 2 sizes too small, but it speaks to it.
I've done that. Anyone who's followed me long enough knows that I first made my $1 million with a webcam business.
There's
I've met
Vivian.
beautiful women.
Look at Vivian. He met her when she was 15. He was having sex with her when she was 15. And he's been pimping her out ever since. Great guy.
With a good personality and thought she will make me money. I have to fuck this bitch.
Wow. You know, I tried using that line and I got fucking slapped and a drink in my face. I mean, give me a break. That's not real world.
I don't want to have sex with her. I just need the money.
I like to think
I don't want to have sex with her. I just need the money. Don't you think that's deplorable? I mean, it's such hubris. It's such coldness, really.
there's a statute of limitations. Like how
Here
long
he goes, Mr. Innocent.
are you going to hold?
They will for the rest of your
Yeah,
career.
Candace,
I'm
you're
sure they
just-
will. And it's
you're
fine.
just so
And that's fine.
understanding, Candace.
But I mean, it's just like, okay, 10 years ago, 10 years, a decade.
Candace in this interview is like a schoolgirl that's in love, right? So he lies. It was 10 years ago. Meanwhile, he said over and over that he owned the webcam businesses during COVID. COVID wasn't 10 years ago.
10 years ago. Just a couple of years ago. How about ongoing?
But now we're coming towards the end of Corona. I'm gonna keep like 5 or 6 of my main girls. The bullshit.
So we're just gonna do a couple more of these because they're fucking hilarious, and they're not hilarious because I agree with anything he says. They're hilarious because they're so fucking outrageous.
Moscow, you walk in the club, there's a 60-year-old mafia boss surrounded by 18-year-old girls. Bro.
Really?
Oh yeah, all day. It's completely normal. Completely.
Wait, the 60-year-old, he's not with 30-year-old chicks.
No, fuck no, he's rich. think he's picking up some used up pussy? He's rich. No, bro. Used up pussies for the broke boys.
I was contacted by Andrew Tate, the older of the Tate brothers, 3 years ago when I was just 16. And I was a bit surprised because I had just made my Instagram account. I had a couple hundred followers, not a lot, a private account. And he obviously had a couple of million. He was pretty well known, especially.
That power differential is powerful, especially to a young person like this. But
Oh, who would have ever thought that Andrew and Tristan were going after 15 and 16-year-olds, right? Right, Justin Waller? Didn't you say, Justin Waller, if your kids die, or if you die, you're going to leave your kids to the Tates? Well, I hope you don't have young daughters, Justin.
guess what? You start dealing with underage girls, and that's a problem no matter where you go.
By the guys in Romania and in the world. So he messaged me.
It read simply Romanian girl, followed by a strawberry emoji.
Because like I said, intrigue, I'll put a completely pointless emoji on the end. Some cherries, or an orange, or a strawberry.
It was very obvious we were high school girls, like we had our high schools like in our bio and everything. I feel like he was just trying to find girls that seemed as like innocent or naive as possible.
So I messaged her, she's like,
And why would he do that? Why would he want girls as innocent or naive as possible?
So he can control them.
Because anybody that's a little bit older, that's been around the block a little bit, that has some smarts to them, they see right through his bullshit, and they weren't going to fall for it.
Only 16. I was like, give a fuck. Know about me. 21, I don't care. I was so disappointed. Bruv, I was banging her. Like.
Did he just say he was banging a 16-year-old girl?
Looking at her Facebook on the phone, like just staring at a different face.
You know, one of the favorite insults that the Tates and Justin Waller, the loser, and all the Tate underwear sniffers like to throw out there is nerds, geek, dork, NGD. It's in my inbox all the time. I don't know if you guys ever seen Andrew Tate at that, in his early 20s. He was all those things wrapped in one, and he didn't become Mr. Cool until he got some money. So take away his money, and he'll go back to being the nerd, geek, dork. That's their big insult, NGD. It's not like nothing better than hearing grown men talk like that. But you need to get a good picture of him when he was in his 20s. And Justin Waller, he looks like if a Cabbage Patch and a Chucky had a baby and he was the spawn. But according to him, he was going out with Miss America when he was in college. Justin Waller didn't lose his virginity until he became a millionaire.
I had to bang her. I won't date a girl.
Because I had to bang her. The disrespect for women is just so palpable.
There you go.
I think you get so much more by respecting women and being kind and decent to them than doing this kind of attitude.
And that's not even about... Bro, I won't. Bro, I'm 35 and I got more millions than my fucking age. I'm playing games, right? So I get to choose what I fucking want. When I bring on new girls, I usually pair them with Vivian. Because Vivian's younger. Melissa's like 28, Vivian's like 21. So Vivian's been with me 6 years. She's completely head over heels in love with me. She wants kids with me, everything.
So Vivian's been with me 6 years. She's 21. She wasn't 16. She was 15.
There you go. All the Tate, supporters who are constantly, where's the evidence? Where's the evidence that he's a pedophile? There you go.
15.
Head over heels in love with me. She wants kids with me, everything.
Am văzut pe TikTok.
Another woman who didn't want to reveal her identity on camera showed us screenshots of an exchange between her and Tristan Tate when she was 17 that appears to follow Andrew's script. She was first contacted last May. His initial message reads, "You're beautiful."
And the true abundance mindset of you can have
Look at Tristan.
The pick of the crop. You can have
Tristan supporting grown men sleeping with 15-year-old girls in his own tweets, right? Remember, guys, 30 is the first year you can legally F women half your age. Don't feel old. Life gets better with age. So he's saying that it's okay to sleep with 15-year-olds. You know, the Mr. Bougie Tristan with his $10,000 suits and his hair plugs and his steroids and his... Maybe the cigars are making him just lose, all concept of reality. But there you go. There's more evidence that they're pedophiles.
the world's most attractive women. I mean, one of my main chicks has 200,000 Instagram followers, and I took her virginity when she was 17.
I asked around to my other friends and my classmates, who were also 15, 16 at the time. And a couple of them also told me they received messages. So we were very surprised.
What's going to happen is when people see this, there's always going to be some old hoe going. When I say old, I mean like 28. Should be sitting there going, you're not a real man because you're a real man.
Yeah, Andrew, I mean, what's young to you? 14, 12, 10? I mean, because you just keep getting lower and lower with the age of the women that you could... Like, if 28 is old, what are you into? 10-year-olds? I mean, it's right up your and Tristan's alley.
You can handle a strong
Oh,
woman.
and again, it's in your own words. That's what you're into. It's not my words or Bruce's words.
You know what? I don't even talk to old hoes.
So let me just tell you something about that statement and that philosophy. Guess what? You can only have so much sex. You're eventually going to have to talk to whoever your partner is, right? And if you are constantly changing them out for younger women, it's just going to be that. They're just going to be used. And it's going to be ridiculous. 28 is not old. It's not old. It's very young. Probably because I'm old, but what's wrong with connecting? What's wrong with having a solid relationship? What's wrong with getting wrapped up in the person you're with and falling in love? Where is all that in this? It's nowhere. And this is just abuse, is really what it ultimately is.
Don't even fucking tell me because I don't care what you think because I don't want you.
I mean, there's just nothing inside him.
Yeah, he doesn't want you if you're 28. You got to be 13.
Talked about his heart earlier. There is no heart there.
We started investigating this because we were wondering why this man was messaging all of us.
The reason 18 and 19-year-olds are more attractive than 25-year-olds is because they've been through less dick. I'll say this right here on the fucking internet.
It was a pretty well-known fact around it, even though he proclaimed that he's a kickboxer and a businessman and that's how he made his money, that he had kind of a network of young girls he employed or forced, we don't know, to do video chat for him and who knows what else.
Schools here in Romania are talking about the issue of online safety sparked.
One of the things that is going to come out in this trial, and I don't know exactly when it's going to happen, but it's going to happen fairly soon. All of these things that he has said will be in the trial. I mean, not probably all of them, but anything that's salacious, anything that's on par with abuse is going to be in there. And anything that shows he's lying about one thing or another, and that's going to come in.
By headlines around the Tate case, more than half the girls in this class had already been contacted by an adult stranger online.
Oh, look at that. A classroom full of schoolgirls, 15, 14, that the Tates have contacted, to pimp them out on webcam, right? All the Tate, they're great guys, right? Right, Justin Waller? They're great men.
Teachers say they're in a battle to shape the next generation against influencers like...
My paralegal had an issue one time, and somebody had contacted her daughter, long time ago, and got her to do some things that online, and you can't protect your kids, you just, and this online world with people like Andrew Tate, who is nothing more and nothing less than a predator, an absolute predator, and out for only one person, and that's himself.
Like Andrew Tate.
Once you're 18, if you want to get yourself a real man, I know a guy.
What's a real man? If you're 18, if you're an 18-year-old female right now, What's a real man to you?
He's only saying that online because he knows that they're in America, and he knows that's a statute limit. He knows that's a consent age. Excuse me. So he's Mr. Tate trying to be intelligent once again, which he's not because he's an idiot.
Yeah, I mean, you're probably just starting to date. You don't need a real man.
Yeah, a real man like Tate.
You do.
I do, yeah. I do know a guy.
Who is it?
What? It's a long story. I can't tell you exactly who because there's bad things about him.
Yo, there's no fucking way you just said that. No. I actually overheard that. The fact that you fucking said that shit is fucking crazy. That's fucked up. You were dead ass being a W fucking wingman, and the fact that you come in and say that shit is actually fucked up. Like, go ahead, bro. If you want to go,
And his girlfriend said, "Who is it?"
Fucking 18-year-old, that's weird. That is pretty weird. Because I know who you're talking about right now. You said when she turned 18, you would fly out to fucking Romania and fuck her. That is weird. That is fucking weird.
And this is a big problem because we can't wake up in 20 years with like 2 million Andrew Tates.
That is a true statement. We can't wake up in 20 years and have 2 million Andrew Tates. No, we can't. We can't let our society devolve into that. We wanted to just react to some of these, because I talk a lot about Andrew Tate being completely full of shit. And he is full of shit. He has got no moral compass. He doesn't give a shit about anyone or anything but himself. Remember what he said about the Romanian courts? They're all corrupt. Then he gets out of jail. Oh, they're just really wonderful people. And, if I go to jail, I just go like this, like this, like this. And then he's in jail and gets in whatever. He's just not somebody to be followed. And all I got to tell you guys, be your guy. Be the guy you want to be. And if you're shelling money out for affection, sure, you can buy a lady flowers, but if you're just giving them out money, hold on to your money. The girl that you really love and that really loves you would just as soon stay in and have a frozen pizza and watch a movie at home. She doesn't have to get wined and dined because she wants you, not necessarily your cash. So I'm Bruce Rivers. This is just some friendly advice from your love expert, Bruce Rivers. I'm just kidding. I'm a board certified criminal defense lawyer, though, and I know a pedophile. I said a pedophile. A predator when I see one, and that's him. So we'll see you next time here on Criminal Lawyer Reacts with...
So when you guys ask me, oh, why can't you stand him? Number one, he's a pedophile. Him and Tristan are pedophiles. You've seen the evidence. Number two, they're fake predators because they only pick on the weak and people that have vices. They're constantly going after teenage boys and girls to join the real world in the war room or to pimp them out on webcam. And then you'll say, what's my issue with Justin Waller? Well, Justin Waller pushes all their ideas also. And he's a grown man and they're his idols. So that says a lot about Justin Waller. And that's the basis of why I can't stand Andrew, Tristan, and Justin Waller.